Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Showcase. And right now with us is Mario T-1. And we are going to be interviewing. I am Raina. Let's get started. How are you? How are you feeling right now, Mario?
I'm wonderfully marvelous and exceedingly well.
I love to hear it. I absolutely love to hear it. So would you like to give our viewers a brief description of who you are?
Okay. My name is Mario Thompson. Everybody knows me as T1. My friend Vin Dog from 99.1 named me T1 back a long time ago. And that's short for Thompson #1 Executive. And basically it's because I had to learn, I had to learn wear a lot of hats, to get stuff done. So that's where the nickname came from. But I started off as a recording engineer. I learned how to, especially when hard disk recording came, when everybody went from 2-inch reel recording to the hard disk recording, I started off mixing and mastering. And I basically started getting good enough where some name and established artists basically had me, recorded with me. And, so I have a list of credits, from like, let's say Busy Bone from Seven Sign, Lazy Bone, from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I recorded some stuff, Sugar Free, different various people, and up and coming artists too. So I made my bones as an engineer. In 05, I got, things were changing. We had like tapes for video and stuff. And all of a sudden the industry changed and digital was here. So, I got an investor. And I got this $6,000 Canon XL2. Some of you guys that know about cameras, that XL2 was broadcast ready camera, but it took a tape. So right then the digital age came in and the SD card. So after that, I still recorded and engineered. I mixed a lot of stuff that's out or whatever. But at that time I became a director. I started putting projects together and editing, and so that grew. I've been doing it strong since now. I still get in the studio, but primarily I'm a director and producer. And so we were able to do a straight to video movie called Hustle Hard. I wrote and directed it. It's 1 hour and 20 minutes. And I got about 3 short films under my belt also. But when it comes to video, I have a large body of work when it comes to video. And that's pretty much my background right there.
Love to hear it. Absolutely love to hear it. And so another question of mine that I have for you, out of all of the many hats that you wear when it comes to your creativity, and by the way, engineering and mixing, my hat's off to you, because it is so hard to mix, and you have to have an ear for mixing and a amount of patience that
that's
is
true.
godly. I can't. Mixing.
Yeah, it's tedious work. That's saying it.
Most definitely, mixing in itself is a whole nother task. It's one thing to make the music, but to get the sound to be exactly where not only the artist wants it, but where the listeners can not only hear but feel the music differently. Like I said, hats off to you with the mixing of music. So out of all of the many hats that you wear, what are, I'd say, 2 of your favorites out of all the things that you've done? What are your 2 favorites that you have a hand in when it comes to whether it be music, filming, directing? What 2 does your heart beat for?
My heart beats for the directing and filmmaking, where the whole process, because the reason it is because I'm a special breed, and not to toot my own horn, but one of the good things one of the assets that I have is that not only am I just, I'm not just a director. I actually cut the film, I edit. I have a crew now. I've grown to where I have a crew now that we do the post production, but I've done every job, whether it be the sound man, the lighting. So therefore, when I do hire someone, I know the quality and I also know the work that it needs to be put in to accomplish the professional and make it industry standard. So I think the directing would be my first, and then second, of course, would be my recording engineering. You know, the mixing and mastering. That's with me for life. But yeah, those are the two I would say.
Right. I know that you absolutely have to get into a zone to do those things too. And I'm sure you enjoy just zoning out, doing your editing, your filming, your mixing and mastering, and that takes getting into a zone. That's a beautiful though. It's a beautiful zone. So educationally, do you do any teaching when it comes to as far as like videography, film, music? Because I have heard you have a hand in like the educational side of things, correct?
Well, yeah. Well, in the aspect of Ice Cube said it best, University of South Central. No, I learned. I'm self-taught, but you know, with the engineering, I got to thank my father, because my father was like, you know, he's a Vietnam vet. He came, you know, he used to have those. He used to have the whole system where, you know, Technique 1200s, the earphones, and I used to zone out and listen to his albums. And my dad, you know, you had to, if you dealt with the album, you had to spray it, wipe it down, and keep it looking pristine, no fingerprints.
Right.
So I had a lot of respect for music, and I used to listen to the dynamics of the music, you know, with the earphones, and they were like pioneers, like some old school, but they were like high end. So that's how I started getting my ear, because I was listening to the sounds and the instruments, how they panned. And so I love analog sound, which is what you get from an album. And so
right.
with that being, when that came through, that pretty much got me started. You know, how I got the ear to like, that's how I even got into this direction of music, because of that. So it was a love for music that got me started, basically.
What can you tell us about the upcoming music video that you have with Mohtown OG Alkaline and the legendary RBX?
Well, that shoot was awesome, because he had RBX, the narrator RBX. You might remember him from like the Chronic album and his Doggy Style. He's one of the original Dog Pound members, but he was a lyrical like beast. Like, you know, before there was Eminem with freestyle and the catchy lines and everything, RBX was like one of the top, the trendsetters during that whole episode of Dog Pound and, you know, Death Row days. And so it was just amazing that he had RBX featured on that song, Respect the West. And the thing that got me about the song.
So that's a great song, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Thank him. He did a great job. You know, I heard the story about that he had a lot of feeling, a lot of the things that he was trying to convey in that song. He really had them in, it was like deep, something really he really wanted to get out. And so he had a moment where, you know, he really just shut the studio down, and then, you know, he took like a break, and he just went in there and he laid the thing down straight through, just on raw adrenaline. I guess that's where the Alkaline name comes from, because Mohtown he was alkaline. And so during that time, and then not only that, he put the legendary RBX on there. So that the song blew me. When I heard the song, it originally hit me because it was like Respect the West. You know, we got different genres in your rap and your hip hop, you know, and so, you know, and I think we pass the torch every season or so. So, you know, the South might be doing it now, then you know, the East Coast might kick it back, and then, you know, Midwest. So basically
I
he's
love
like
East Coast
remind
hip
you
hop, by
guys.
the way. Huge East Coast hip hop fan, especially
Oh yeah,
East
most
Coast
definitely.
90s. Good
Oh yeah, you
times.
can't. Yeah, I can't listen to nothing but you know, all my East Coast heads. You know, Nas, my Wu-Tang, my Tribe Called Quest. You
Absolutely.
know, I could go on and on. But what I will tell
Same.
you is this: he, when I heard this song "Respect the West," it had an anthem feel to it, and
Right.
so and it was like a little bit unusual beat because it wasn't typical radio, you know, format. It had like something special to it where you know kind of started getting you amped up like you know like you about to go off in March, you know, to war or
Right.
something, you know. It had that feel. So that the song grabbed me at that point. And so I figured when I heard the song, what translated to me was, okay, Motown, he came with the lyrics, he expressed himself. I don't, you know, I wouldn't do a word verbatim type of video where, oh, everything he's saying I want to show. What my vision was and what I pitched to him was that we should do elements of the West Coast and not typical stuff, because there's hidden gems in the West Coast when it comes to filming and shooting and location and stuff. And if you're not from here, you really don't know about all the hidden stuff. So what we did was we showed the West Coast. We went to the desert. We were out in Phelan in the high desert, and we had motorcycles. We had dirt bikes, and we had
Oh, I
quads.
love that. That gives me a California Love type of image in my head too. If you
Well,
remember the
yeah, because
beginning
it
of that
was we
video.
were kind of thinking that I was thinking that way because I know Pac did the post-apocalyptic feel with
Love
California
it.
Love. So we wanted it. We were like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it to, you know, let's do it our style, our way. How will we do it? And so
Absolutely.
the thing about it is, it don't get no more West Coast than the desert. You know, that's something that's not
Absolutely.
everywhere. So we had dirt bikes out there, riding hard, quads, and we even had a Razor, you know, those four-wheeler little dune buggies. So we had
Mhm.
that out there. And one bad thing happened, which was the star rider. The star rider had an accident because one of the guys up front of him, I guess, was kicking up a lot of dirt with his motorcycle, and so
Mm-hmm.
the guy behind him, the cloud of dust blocked his vision, so he hit a boulder or something. He flipped, so we believe he cracked, basically broke his collarbone and his wrist. So he went to the hospital right away. And
Oh,
the
man.
show you what kind of guys, what type of person it is that go out here and ride dirt bikes. You know, the guy walked away. His girlfriend drove him to the hospital. He's more worried about his bike than anything because he just
Then
built the
his
bike. Yeah,
shoulder.
he's like, man, there's $3,000 worth of damage on my bike, you know. And
But really, it is because, like, honestly, when people that are that dedicated, when you break something with your body or you do something with your body, it's like, okay, fix this, but everything else is about to this bike and all the things that go into it cost so much, and they really dedicate their time and their lives to those things. So I have another question for you. Your creative process, when you're thinking about your music videos and or when you're working with somebody else, the videos that you direct, what is your creative process when it comes to thinking of those things or visualizing,
like,
more so?
to answer that question, it's real simple. I respect the music. I tell all my clients, I'm like, I really won't take a project if I don't like the song and I'm not feeling it. I'm not gonna take it, because really it's like a spiritual connection. You know,
Yes.
my word, my energy, and my time is valuable, and that energy, you know, you just don't give it away or freely. You know, it's got to be something you have a passion for. So if I don't see a vision for the song, I'm not even gonna jump on it as far as directing it or whatever. Then on top of that, I've got to sell, because at the end of the day, the artist has to be happy with the end product. So I
Right.
basically, I respect the music, and I really take it in and tune everything out and really like, you know, kind of, you know, I'm not gonna say I close my eyes. Sometimes I might, but realistically, I listen to it and like really when like everybody's asleep and I'm just by myself, quiet, where I can really give it the full attention and pay. And
Zone
that's the
out,
key.
right.
You respect the music. Yeah, respect the music.